Welcome back to the People Show. If you're just joining us, we have with us in studio today Betty. Betty is a unique lady, a strong woman, I can call her that, boldly without fear. Betty, before we went for the short break, we were just getting into the process of talking about forgiveness, you know, and over the break you're telling me, you know, it's not easy to forgive, but then people go through it in different ways. Your family now, probably by now, know what you're doing?
They do.
They've heard your story, maybe you sharing your story in different platforms as you're doing?
Yeah.
What was your mom's reaction?
She was very angry at first and she wanted to sue the perpetrator. And she asked me, where are they and who are they? And I told her no, just let them be. Because there's nothing you can do. Given that we have no evidence, we have nothing, I'll campaign for those who are going through the same thing that I've gone through. And that's what I want for now.
What gave you that strength to overcome and say, okay, now enough is enough, I'm going to take up this challenge and I'm going public? Year 2018 is here.
Actually, it just happened. I was at work and everything came back as though it happened yesterday. And I could remember every single thing. Until then, I was so I had so much pain in me, so much anger. And then at work, there was no one I could share it with until I asked my mentor, can I see you? Then he told me yes. I had written down because every time this happened, I could write down. And then I had written down the Unspoken. I shared the story with him. That's when we started talking, and then he taught me about mindset until I started accepting myself. And later on, I finished the story and then asked him, don't you think that there are so many girls or boys who are going through this and they don't have a way to express themselves, they don't know how to talk about it? And he said, actually, there are many people who are going through this. Then I said, I can use this story to touch someone's life, to change someone's life. And then he told me, then we talked. That's when I started the Unspoken in public, mainly because many people fear talking about what they have gone through in public, because the public will always judge. The public will always see the other side, but they won't listen to the side of your story.
Many children don't know about this, especially, I mean, if it was an adult, then even adults, some of them don't actually find the courage to do that. What about children? How is their world? How can we help children then come out of this?
Given that many don't talk about it, many suffer inside. Someone will tell you silence is the best weapon, but actually silence is the worst weapon, because it eats you up. When you don't share what you have gone through, you end up suffering more than you thought. You end up going through a lot because you cannot tell someone, I've gone through this and I've gone through this, and you are convicted by fear because this guy told me that they will kill me. This is so filthy, I'm so dirty, people will see me as something else. Many girls are not able to talk about it. Many people will ask you, what did you do when this happened? I've grown up in Jamaica. Many parents are very afraid to talk to their children about sexual violence or about rape. And many parents think that your teachers are responsible. They are supposed to tell you everything. They are supposed to tell you about rape. They are supposed to tell you everything about what you should do and what you should not do. And that keeps the distance between your parent and you. So many people, many girls don't know how to handle rape, mostly in ghettos, because they are not educated. They don't know what they are supposed to do. And that's why someone will rape you and get away with it, because he has threatened you. And that's the worst, that's the weapon they mostly use. they instill fear in you. You cannot speak about what you have gone through, because once that fear enters you, you feel so filthy, you feel so dirty, you feel so unworthy, and that degrades you. That brings down your everything about you, and when you walk around you think that it's written all over you what you have gone through, because the society judges the victim so much, and they like pointing fingers on the victim rather than supporting the victim. They end up convicting them. You are responsible for what happened, and some will even use that as a weapon. It once happened to me when I was in high school, and someone told me his part of the story. He told me that, you know what, once upon a time I was sexually assaulted, and I was excited that there is someone who has gone through what I've gone through, and I told the person, I have also gone through this, only to turn out that he used it as a weapon, and my life in secondary became hell. Yes. He used it to blackmail me. If you don't become my girlfriend, then I'll tell everyone. And it happened. He shared the whole story, and I was so afraid at a point that I once told my best friend I want to quit school. Then later on, I told my best friend about what had happened. That's when I had someone to support me, but it was only between her and me.
You know, many people or victims going into things like drugs to try and get their mind off what's happening to them. Do you think it's an issue that should be looked into? Because sometimes we try to treat people on drug addiction, yet this person have more problems than just the drug addiction. There's something else that is pushing them to that. Do you think it's also an area that needs to be looked into in terms of those people who mostly are addicted to drugs?
You know, once you are raped, there is that thing that remains in you. Then every time the flashback comes, and they come as though this thing happened yesterday. This thing happened yesterday. You can see everything very clear, and then you are in fear. Then you opt to take drugs so that you can beat what you are feeling inside. But that is not the solution, and it does you more harm than good, because every time it happens, you run for drugs. Every time it happens, you do this and this until it reaches to a point that the drugs won't help you. Then you end up committing suicide.
These victims, as much as we would like to solve other problems surrounding them, they also need emancipation from their own selves.
Yeah.
Betty, we are finishing up, and maybe if you can just, a last word, I mean, your last word, that's your camera there, you can just look into the screen, and your final comments to the viewer who is watching, perpetrator, victim, society out there, people in authority who can do something to change this vice in our society. Just a minute.
What I would like to tell the young generation is that it's not shameful to share your story. Whatever you are going through, just share it, regardless of what people will say or think about you, provided that it won't hurt you anymore. Just share it, but always find the right person to share your story with, because there are those who won't take it, who will take your message negatively, and there are those who will be there to support you in each and every step of the way. And also to the society, you should not judge victims. Give them a chance, listen to them, and support them as much as you can. Yeah.
Viewer, we have come to the end of our program, and you had it for yourself. It is high time that we all join hands, come together with one cause to fight this monster called sexual abuse, or rape, if you want to put it in plain language. Many people suffer because of this, and we shouldn't be part of their suffering. We should actually give them relief and help them be emancipated from this self-prison. Those are the words of Betty. And we're really thankful for this time. If you have any comments, suggestions, or opinions that you'd like to share with us on the same, send it to our email address, info@gbskenya.com. You can also send us a short message on our SMS line. That's 21144. 21144 is the number. Until next time, thank you very much for joining us. My name is Timothy Omondi. Bye-bye for now.
How many of you use your real names on Facebook? Wengine ni sweetie pretty.
You must succeed in being an eagle and not a chicken.
I'm seeing myself owning the biggest media house in Africa. Yes, I could employ you, in fact. Yes.
All right, now it is going to another direction. But that's a question.
When you are born and when you grow up, now you do the work. You become a person who likes the country. You understand, right? I mean, not getting a job at Kenya Power, right?
And you know what?